スのイメージがめっちゃ強いな。
赤い文字とかを隠してテスト勉強みたいなね。
赤引いてさ、赤マーカー引いたら緑かぶせて、
受験生じゃん。
緑引いたら赤かぶせてみたいな。やってなかった？
やってない。
あったあった。
多分塾とか行ってる子とかは持ってたけどね。
いやいや、なんか中学とか高校の教材でなかった？あった気がする。単語帳みたいなやつでね。隠すやつとか、まあ下敷きじゃないけど、ちっちゃいし。
単語帳なんて使ったことないだろ。あいつマジで、やっぱ猫の学校行ってるよな。
おかしいな。
いや、いいやつだと多分あると思う。
はい、まあそんな感じで。
でもね、ポタ賢いんだよな。
ぜひ皆様明日はコロコロコミック8月をゲットしてください。そしてまだあるよ。
なんだ。
今週末日曜日は地方幹部博多会場です。ナックさんが行く。
そうだね。行きます。
ナックが行く。
ナックが行く地方幹部博多会場でございます。
岩田さんがゲストかな。
良いでございます。ぜひね、博多近辺の方頑張ってもらえればと。
始球式やってたね。
ああね。
ドリームオーダーの枠と言いつつ、
X で流れてきた。
バンガード声優の西尾さんと岩田さんが始球式してたけど。
ね、よかったね、あれに。はい、ぜひ皆様。
現地で見た人もいるのかな、もしかしたら。
頑張ってもらえれば。
いや、結構いたっぽいけど。なんか X 見てる感じだとすごい。
見に行ってたんだみんな。いいね。
夏の思い出ですな。
で、ちなみにナックさん博多行くということでこちら。
はい。お財布。
何買えばいいんじゃ。
何がいい？博多だって。
もう行き尽くしてるもんね。
博多もうないよね、こた。しかも甘い辛いのうちの甘いが封じられて、お土産なんて大体甘いんだから。
封じられたんだ。
封じられてるよ。
しょっぱいのがいいな。
しょっぱいの多いな。リクエストで。
知ってるか？でも8割ぐらい甘いんだってお土産。
まあまあそうだよね。お菓子とかね。
はい、ぜひ博多のおすすめ土産を皆さんナックさんにX で教えてあげてください。
いやでも明太子いけるか。
明太子まだ来てないね。楽しみだね。明太子でもいいね。
ご飯のおかず。
はい、そんな感じかな。あと言うことある人ない？大丈夫？お？
まあいいか。
ないの？
いやまあ言ってもいいけど。
いいよ、軽く言うよ、どうぞ。
日曜日宮田さんのキスマイフット2のライブに行ってきました。
どうでしたか？
すごいよ。
すごいか。
びっくりしちゃうね。
まあそうだろうね。
アイドルのライブって行ったことないんですよ。どんな感じなの本当？
男性アイドルってことだよね。でもやっぱね、キスマイはね、やっぱすごいね。
すごかったか。
まずだからドームだからさ、ドームが全部埋まってるわけよ。でプラスアリーナもあるから、そのグラウンドもさ、人がいるわけじゃん。で
上とね。
だからイメージで言うと。めちゃめちゃ人が来てた時の大番賀祭の2日合計分ぐらいが1回でいるのよ。
めっちゃいるじゃん。めっちゃいらっしゃるじゃん。
多分それぐらいいるのよ。
それ熱量もすごいだろうね。
そうだね、すごいね。でまああとはやっぱなんだろうな、なんかそのね、世界観がすごい夢の世界観というか、まあなんか楽しい、とにかく楽しいよね。
テーマパークにいるぐらいの
エンターテインメントだよね。
そうだね。なんかすごくなんだろうな、エンターテインメントというか、まあ見せ方がどれもすごくて、もちろん歌もいいし、なんかそのライブ中の移動とかもすごいしさ、
パフォーマンスね。
もうなんかクレーン乗ってすげえ上にいたりとか。
いいね、上質なライブを見てきたね。
そういうのすごいね。
あれはすごかった。
衝撃受けたね、それは。
でもめちゃくちゃ宮田さんはヴァンガードの宣伝をしていた。してくれていた。
アニメね始まってますんで、皆さん今週は2話でございます。ぜひ見てもらえればと思います。ということで、本日も番組お届けしてまいりましょう。改めましてこの番組はヴァンガードチャンネルの片隅でヴァンガード好きが集まってゆるっとお届けする視聴者参加型トーク番組です。今夜もぜひぜひ気軽にチャットやコメントお願いいたします。そして番組の ときはただいま頭上にも表示されておりますが、ハッシュタグどこばんをつけて投稿お願いいたします。それでは本日最初のコーナー、なんだと思う？
だいぶ喋ったけどね。だいぶ喋った。
いいの時間。
なんだと思う？まあ、言うだけ言ってみて。なんだと思う？
そうだな、何がいいかな。
ナックさんの瀬取り考える？
ライブしちゃうか。
持ち曲ないのね。
お便りコーナーです。
カラオケ瀬取りとかいいんじゃない？
このコーナーでは普通のお便りでプチふつおたを紹介していきます。漫画に関わるお話から日常のお悩みまで何でも OK。 みんなでコメントしながらワイワイ楽しみましょう。本日のお題は求むラーメン情報でした。どうおすすめラーメン店などありますか？
俺はそうだな、やっぱり成茸かな。成茸は背脂系なんだけど、千葉の本八幡が本店だね。本八幡の駅からまあ5分も歩かないぐらいかなのところにあるんだけど、すごい美味しい。もう俺の通ってた市川の生徒はもう絶対そこ、まあそこかトップとかまあいろいろあるけど、まあやっぱ成茸がダントツ。まだあるかな。で、なんか一応池袋とかにも店舗があるんだけど、絶対元々のがうまい。
本店がいいんだ。
なんかパリとかにもあるらしいよ。
すごい。
今もあるのかは知らん。
いいね。
そうなんだ。
なんか俺らがなんか大学生の時になんかパリに出店みたいなこと言ってさ、
海外進出はすごいね。
するけど、でもなんか俺の青春ラーメン成茸。
青春っていいよね。
うわ、成茸食いてー。
パリ行く？
パリ元八幡がいいから。元八幡がいい。
いいね。
猫田もねおすすめあるよ。
マジ？
猫田ね、二子玉川にね本店があるね、あゆラーメンが好き。
あゆ。
それは何？出汁が？
いや焼いた、また私もそうだと思うんだけど、焼いたあゆが一匹丸々乗ってるの。
すごい。
そう焼き魚丸と乗ってるのよ。
めっちゃいいじゃん。
めっちゃ美味しいんだよ。それ
何？普通に焼き？
普通に多分焼いてるやつだと思うんだけど。
まず俺あゆが好きだからな。
美味しいよね。
美味しい。一応ね虎ノ門にもねあるんだけど。
虎ノ門か。
まだね行きやすいと思う。
大江戸線で行けるか。
確か行けるのか。行けるか。
行けるよね。
ちょっとありだね。そう猫とおすすめでございます。美味しいんでね。そう一匹丸々なんだよ。いいよね。そんな感じかな。はい。じゃあちょっとそんな中ドコリスさんたちのおすすめラーメン見ていきますか。今回めっちゃ来たよ。
ね。
全国津々浦々来ました。じゃあまず前田さんお願いします。
ではドコリスネーム動画主は先導者さんからいただきました。ありがとうございます。ナックさん、猫田にゃん、前田先生、どこばんは。
どこばんは。
お題の求むラーメン情報ということで、全国有数のラーメン県過去らしい我が地元山形でも有名なお店を一つ紹介します。町からやや山の方にある私立大学のすぐ近く、近隣に住む住人も学生も訪れるお店で、ラーメン麺達というお店です。少しばかりお高いんですが、その分スープがうまい。チャーシューも味が濃くて縮れ麺と相性抜群。替え玉をしたくなっちゃうくらい美味しい中華そばなんです。お昼になればよく長蛇の列、スープが切れたらおしまいなので閉店時間の19時になる前に終わることも。スープが美味しいお店は人気のお店の証。ぜひとも地方カップの際は一度訪れてみてはいかがでしょうか。推進秋の地方カップ山形めちゃくちゃ楽しみです。ということでありがとうございます。
ナックさんが行きますんで、
今調べてんじゃない？メンタツさん。
多分ナックさんが。
いいね。チャーシューでかく？トッピングでかくね？
待って、安くね？
このボリュームで？
山形？どんな？
多分ね。
山形。
これどれかな？特製鶏中華880円。これお持ち帰りって書いてあるけどね。
お持ち帰りもあるんだ。
美味しそう。
お持ち帰りで現場で食べれるんだ。
お店の感じもいいっすね。
でもこれ5年前かもな。
まあ
写真が古いのかな。あ、でも4ヶ月前だこれ。
おお。
あ、でも特製鶏中華780円って書いてある。
いや安くね。
安いと思う。わからない。
もしかしてさ
都内慣れしてるかもしれない。
やばい、東京って物価終わってる。
まあ東京の物価が高いのはそう。
東京1000円超えベースだからね。
東京ってさ、ラーメン普通に食ったらさ、1500円ぐらいするよな。
行く。なんかいろいろつけるとね、全然行くよね。ベース1000円ぐらいスタートだよね。
1000円だと安いなって思う。
そうね。
男性の特にそうだよね、きっとね。
交通費考えたらあれだけど。
交通費も足すわ、かわいそう。
交通費も考えたらだから全然2000円ぐらいなんか使ってる感覚なんでね、毎回ラーメン食うときって。
確かにね。
あ、屋さんに行くまでのってこと。
あ、そうそうそう。
いやでも交通費入れたら山形までの交通費入っちゃう。
確かに。いやでもめっちゃ美味しそうだったな。
いいね。なんかちょっとスープがどんな味なのか気になるな。スープがうまいって書いてあるってことは。いいでございますな。じゃあちょっとぜひ、まあもしナクさん行けたら寄ってもろて。
そうだね。
山形ね。なんか各都道府県のが来てるから、なんかそういう地方カップとかね WGP で行った時に寄れそうだったらいいね。ぜひぜひ。
All right. Now I can actually put up the volume. Hopefully I don't get dinged for just technically just blatantly restreaming them. Sorry, just trying to get everything set up and woke up somewhat on time, but then I decided to be extra and stream to Twitter today. I was gonna also do Twitch, but I can only do 2 with the restream. But anyways, how's everyone doing today? You know, GP, you can write if that's okay. Definitely, please. I'll probably have Twitter open when the translations go up, and then we'll probably check that out. But whichever one comes first. I'm so ready. I don't know what's gonna happen, but we'll see. It's gonna be a bit before it actually happens. It's probably not gonna happen until like 7:40, so like 20 minutes from now, I'm guessing. So we're just gonna chill out, groove, have some cereal for breakfast, and that's about it.
旅行とかだったら難波とか心斎橋とかあの辺とかね行ったりするもんね、みんな。
そうなんだ。
まあ旅行通貨。
お仕事でもね。
I hope he's strong but not broken. I mean, if he's broken, I would not mind. Honestly, but yeah, honestly, I just want something that I can play for the rest of, I don't know, the next year or whatever when it comes out.
チェックしとこう。
みんなで行きましょう。
はい。
じゃあそんな感じしとこうかな。
みんなもちょっとチェックしといてください、ぜひ。
はい。あ、ハマさんいるチャットに。別店舗だと替え玉食べ放題とかもある。すごいなそれ。
なんですかその情報。
Because this is going to line up perfectly in English with BCS season, which means I get to actually play Baro for BCS and, you know, not have to like fucking struggle presumably.
いい油使ってんだろうな。
いや、そうだね。確かに。
油で変わるよね。
全然違う。
でも麺たくさん食べたい人はいいかもね。こっちの別店舗の方行くのがありかもね。じゃあそんな感じしとこうかな。
神虎ね、神虎さん。
Which I guess we'll find out about that later today in the English presentation when exactly BCS is happening. But
これ全部にやさと西野小別会さんからです。
ありがとうございます。
皆様どこばんは。お便りお題求むラーメン情報ですが、
sorry for all the cereal ASMR or not. I don't know.
私が15年以上前から通いをしている
If you're also eating cereal, let me know.
名古屋駅新幹線口から徒歩5分にある
I'm having honey
お店
bunches
で
with oats.
夕方5時からしか提供されない料理長の奥様手作りの杏仁豆腐です。通常の寒天を使った少し硬い杏仁豆腐と違い、ミルクプリンのような口当たりの柔らかさ、食べやすい大きさに切られた杏仁豆腐。
Alright.
それと同
Our
じ
stream was a lot easier for the most part to set up than I thought.
それを優しくまとめるシロップ。これだけこだわって作られているにもかかわらず15年前からずっと440円。ラーメン単品と合わせても1040円。
I just have to see how it works with scheduled
近くの
streams.
ガラショップでファイトした後、この店で感想戦をするのが私の独身時代のルーティーンでした。馴染みの店の推しメニュー皆さんにはありますでしょうか。ぜひ聞かせてください。なんか聞いたことあるかもな。
知ってるの？
なんか杏仁豆腐が
有名なんだ。
みたいなちょっといや。
Damn.
なんか有名どこで聞いたんだろう。
Sounds like this. I wish zero was a thing. Because not to be rude, I actually don't know what's going on. So I could at least put zero on like a on top somewhere or something like that. But
それが終わるのが5時からってことなんじゃない？
またなのか
多分ね。
な。なるほどね。美味しそうだよね。
いいね。
ラーメン屋さんで杏仁豆腐か。なんか中華っぽい雰囲気なのかね。
あー、なのかな。
名前的にもね。
町中華なのかもしれ
ね、
ない。
かもしれないね。
いいね。
こういうルーティーンがあるのは良いですな。
確かに。
so I was thinking about it yesterday, and I'm gonna mention it a lot, probably, in that I don't think there has ever been, at least for overdose, right? I don't think there's ever been a unit that's gotten a new form and had a total of 5 other cards being revealed on stream. I don't think that's ever happened. Looking back to it, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that happened with Shoujo Doji. I feel like that was like 3, and Arkwright was like 3, but a total of 6. I don't know if that's happened, but I don't know. I'd have to go back and check. I know like Hexdorf was only like 2. Can't think of any other new forms that we've gotten, but I'm very interested to see what happens today. Again, I'm assuming it's I don't think they've ever done a new grade 0. I assume they're gonna do a new grade 0, because why would they give us so many cards for Baromagus, right? But maybe they won't. Maybe they'll give us 3 support cards and 2 new ride line cards. Maybe. My theory is that they are trying to sort of my theory is that they're gonna do this for all the old decks, and they're slowly trying to. I don't have it here. They're slowly trying to make them playable for this new era, so they're gonna give them like new cards that you can build straight from this box, right? So they're gonna give you like a new ride deck and new cards, so that you don't have to go back to get a whole bunch of legacy support if you want to play these new upgraded decks. That's my theory, why we're getting so many cards for Baromagus. Specifically, who, you know, unless someone at Bushiroad had a stroke, it's impossible that they're giving him this much support.
められてるんだね。柚子乗ってんだ。
チャーシュー類に柚子が乗ってる。みじん切りみたいなやつ。
めっちゃいいね。
ちょっともう香りが写真からするよ。これめっちゃうまそう。
I hate eating cereal on stream, man, unless it's like something that doesn't get soggy easily.
それはちゃんちゃん焼きね。
あ、それちゃんちゃん焼き。
あ、でこれが塩尻ラーメン。
あ、そうだね。
Like honeycombs or cat crunch.
いいね。
確かにこの時間になんて腹の減る話題を間違いない。
しかも食いに行けないっていうね、俺。
いやー、それね。いやだから今年あれですよ。行くんでしょ。だからあちこち行った時にチェックしといて。
そうだね。
じゃあナクさんが言ったらいいな。猫とゆず塩好きなの解釈一致。ゆず塩大好きだよ。
Alright. I also have some tea. Be sipping some tea because it has a little bit of caffeine. And I don't drink coffee, but it is very early in the morning. So I'm hoping whatever little bit I can use to get me by, we'll be picking.
ラーメン情報ということで、私がおすすめするのは大分県日田市にあります大学軒というお店です。半世紀以上
I guess what we can do in the meanwhile.
そばでも有名なのですが、
while this is while they do their thing, is maybe I can put up. Why not see if maybe I can just do like a maybe I shouldn't even bother. I was gonna say maybe I can go like deck log and try and think of like what cards might be useful, but like I don't even know anymore. I've done so much theorizing and whatnot at this point. I just have to make my bed and sit with it. Just nothing that I can do about it now. We just gotta wait and see what happens, right?
下にお越しの際はお待ちしております。
っていうかさ、
沼りひょんさんが待ってるかもしれないこと。
うまそうじゃない。
I also have some kiwi, got the like yellow kiwi, which is it's alright. I'm not sure which one I like more. This one's extremely juicy. It gets like really messy. So I'm not as a fan of it. For that reason, it's easier to scoop out with a spoon as opposed to the other kiwi. So it's a little bit more like portable or whatever. But the other one you have to like peel and stuff. Like, sometimes I just eat the whole ass skin. Give me shit for that. Hey, I just want to see if I will return to my Baro+ roots since starting OD. Aren't we all, buddy? How are you today, Team Wildcard? Yeah, Baro+ is my first standard deck. Technically my first ever Vanguard deck, physically. I'm very hyped and very anxious. All of this, much as everyone else is, to be honest. And I can't wait to see what happens. And I just hope it's, I don't even care if it's like crazy strong. I just want it to be something I personally enjoy. That's all I actually care about. Whether or not I can actually play this deck and have fun. If it's also, you know, decently good, I ain't gonna complain, you know? I'm good, how am I doing? I'm doing alright. It's early in the morning for me. It is 7 in the morning for me, so I haven't really done much indie day other than like set up stream, but other than that, I'm doing okay. Did not sleep the best in anticipation of this, to be honest. What do you mean we already have new Baro with Benny? Yeah, maybe you do, but I play in the English format, and we don't even know if we're getting that, and if so, when we're getting that, right? I'm hoping, considering that Baro comes out in set 4, they will somehow magically get good licensing rights for Wispo and then release Benny in set 3. Because if they do the thing where they push it back a set, it's going to be really awkward to release new Baro and Benny in set 4. And if they release it in set 5, that's super late. God knows if they're even going to be playable by then, right? Because presumably set 4 is going to be like this huge, basically meta warping set, right? Presumably, considering the timing and everything that's in it. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I've been like praying or whatever that the presentation would say that we get Benny in set 3, especially also because I already have a Dark State split ordered, and if all I get out of that is Dark Glass, I do get Venus Luger at least, but if all I get is Dark Glass, it's kind of disappointing. Then they announced that, you know, we're getting Baro+. I'm just like, I think I'm gonna have to, unfortunately, bite the bullet and get like a restream paid account. I want to try restreaming to, or streaming to Twitch as well. I mean, that's kind of the main goal, but streaming to Twitter seems kind of funny and something I've always wanted to do. I just never had access to, because like before it was a whole weird thing where like only certain people got it, but now I guess it's open to everyone, which is cool. But I just have to first figure out how to, I don't know if I could do it with Twitter. That technically doesn't have a chat per se, but see if I can sort of combine the two chat things. it's a more cohesive experience, right? But,
そうだよね
I've been struggling to do that with YouTube, period, is why you're seeing just literally YouTube chat overlaid into the stream, because like whenever I try to use like a chat bot or whatever, it ain't working. I don't know why, it's really annoying.
ほぐし用としてタレがあってみたいな
I hope Baro isn't busted, not gonna lie, I hated the OG one. Damn. Trying to say the OG one was busted? I don't know about all that.
じゃあちょっとまたぜひ北海道にどこバンズを呼んでもら
I'm pretty sure he's going to keep the part that people hate,
次はラーメンサラダを
which is the like putting stuff in the soul and having a big burst grade 3 turn. So
じゃあそんな感じにしとこ
if
う
that's what you hate him for, I don't think that's gonna change. I thought I got the notification early. What are you gonna do with the translation? That's already essentially, yeah. Originally the plan was gonna see if like maybe different if I was streaming, and then I would like find a way to restream or something like that, with you know, without like just flat out stealing it or whatever. But
なんかある熱中してる
yeah, now I'm just gonna wait for a translation either on Twitter or someone said Benance said that they might be able to translate for me. So, it just made the game unfair personally. I don't know about the game. It's not like Baro was super relevant. Oh, but and this would be the part where I asked, like, what deck do you play?
はいこのコーナーではアニメヴァンガードディバインズについて深掘りするべく私ナックを対象にドコバンズが調査した
I understand as much as that they're talking about the anime, I guess. Which new episode comes out tomorrow. Not gonna be able to watch it on time, unfortunately.
分かっちゃうんだよね
At the moment, Unica. Okay,
ネタバレじゃない
that's not like a
気づいてんのってこ
bad
とは
matchup. I would say Unica kinda does the same thing because she can retire and she gets a crit and drive. She has that active on turn 3.
ご覧ください
She's not all that different.
はい呼び継ぎスオ
I actually
プ
got
ロ変わりましたな
趣味ファイトかっこアキナやミコトなど身近な人が忙しくてファイトできないときは一人でショップなどをさまよいファイターを探している
怖い怖い
さまようんだ
さまよってんのもいいな
さあそして次ブラグドマイヤー
Yeah, so I can put together back Unica and also combine it with Amnegujo. So decks like that have like in the same nation have the same support and use a lot of similar cards. I just use the same sleeves for both of them and just share the triggers and the cards they have in common. So if I can do that with Amnegujo and Unica, so I can finally play those decks again. So now I can share the one play set of difference between them. So.
さあ続いてはこちらはい運命体制の真実
This is just stuff that happened in the first episode about the Divine Force and him trying to do whatever it is exactly that he was trying to do with the Divine Force. I don't remember off the top of my head right now, or if they even explained it. But then, you know, Siblith came in and was like, nah, fam, I'm gonna use that for me. And then we have season 2, essentially. I do feel kind of off that they instantly made Siblith like the ultimate bad guy. I thought he was just gonna be like a lackey, but he's just like suddenly like, nope, Siblith, he's the one that's killing Cray. That's the main bad guy. Like, really? Already? Topic, what do you think about the whole Yu-Gi-Oh having basically 3 maxi having 3 maxi now? You mean like 3 separate cards? Because I know there's that like new bubble thing that's basically like maxi or whatever. But is there another card that's also maxi? Because I know they've always had, I think so, right? They've always had maxi unlimited to begin with. I remember when Baro was used against me. Did so much stuff on their big turn, PG'd, and that was it? Yeah, exactly, unfortunately. Oh, so there's like a new, yeah, right. I think I did see about this. So there's like a new Maxi, and then there's just a card that has a similar effect to Maxi, right? Yeah, I saw a lot of people complaining about the like bubble one, and they're like, nah, I'm leaving the game or whatever. I hate Yu-Gi-Oh! Honestly, I dropped the game 2 years ago. Never again. Don't want to get into it. I'm guessing. Sorry, the heart is in my way. And that's fair. I don't follow Yu-Gi-Oh! Especially physical Yu-Gi-Oh! Competitively. I follow Yu-Gi-Oh! Or I don't want to say follow. I interact with Yu-Gi-Oh! Mainly through Duel Links and through like the anime, but like not even like the recent anime, it's like the old anime. I haven't caught up or anything. New cards? Is it time for new cards? Also, I might have clickbaited you guys. I don't know if I'll actually be doing any screaming. Because again, it's 7 in the morning. So, I gotta be somewhat normal. But, we'll see what happens, I guess, huh? So many bad business decisions that have forced me to quit. Yeah, that seems to be the general consensus. Which, to be fair, it's not like... Pretty sure it has made the best decisions themselves sometimes, but... so I don't know what the Gearful is, I just know it has those, now sleeves that I desperately want, where she's, like, wearing the jeans, but it's impossible to get. You can kind of fake stream if anything, yeah, I do that a lot. I record my friends that I like fake scream. I feel like it comes off like a real enough scream if I do it close enough to the mic. Just because the mic will amplify it, even though I'm like whisper screaming. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, thankfully I checked yesterday because I had the stream set for 8 o'clock because I had mixed up the times of the Tuesday stream. And then I like checked last night and I was like, oh fuck. I would have slept completely. I mean, probably not. I would have been awake. But yeah, I would not have been prepared. I do it when I don't want to be loud but convey it enough. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't usually react much. I'm very like external, just like first majority of the time. All right. New card time. Just in case, quick display, Firefox, properties, text, yeah. Oh, it's the same thing? Oh, that's annoying, okay. I have to make a separate one for that then. I was gonna overlay Twitter in case they had the translations up quickly enough. Ready for Baro's return? I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I'm built for this. If New Baro adds stuff from drop to soul, I'm buying a Baro deck. I don't know, I hope that's the case. I feel like they're not gonna do that. Because again, I think they don't want Baro to do that, but honestly, I would love it if that was the fucking case. If I can stop fucking soul charging, which I know is the antithesis of Baro, right? Fuck it, we soul charge, but if I could not do that, that would also be really great. If I could keep shit in deck, right? Keep my triggers in deck, that would be kinda lit. Alright. So I guess it's new grade 1. All I can see it says soul charge 2 and gets 5k.
にライトされたとき、ソウルチャージ2し、あなたの番号で1枚選び、その単中パパラス5000します。ということで、バロマグネス用の新規のライドラインが登場しますよ。で、ちなみにグレード0はアンキャニーバーニングが再録してるとのことです。
Silent Burning? Is that what Uncanny Burning's name is in Japanese? Oh, you ride the new ride line rate 2, Soul Charge 2. Okay, so we are getting a brand new ride. So this is a grade 1 for the ride line. Okay, that's it. Just Soul Charge 2. What about the what is the 5K for? Does he give 5K to the grade 2 of the ride line? 5K for the turn. Okay, that's fine. That's kind of what I expected him to do. He does. I don't know. He technically replaces Pony, but Pony you can activate whenever you want. So I was never really that big of a fan of Pony, so him getting replaced is fine. But I don't know yet if this is any better. Because usually you want to Soul Charge later on, but we can see already they're going to be focusing on Soul Charge. So. I wasn't expecting the ride line to do filtering because Black Mire already does that. Oh, look at them mentioning Black Mire. Like they know. They always know, bro. They gotta plant somewhere in the stream every time. That's alright so far. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, who is this? Looks cool. I was kind of hoping they'd bring back Electro Spartan and it'd be like Electro Commander or something like that, but never mind. So when you ride, I guess grade 3 Soul Charge 2 again. So we are at what? 1, 0, 1, 2, 5, 7 soul already. Alright. That's better than Pony, unless you play a Mandine. So we got that so much. And then I guess you call this out to rear? Retrieve a grade 3 from Soul? Hey, that's not bad. There's a lot of good targets for that if that's the case. Yeah, it says rear here. Yeah, because I see the rear guard symbol here. Oh, I'm the wrong thing. I don't have the display. That's right. Pause it. Sorry. Oh no, they're comments. I mean, it's the ride line, so it has to be common. Yeah, like this says rear guard circle. So does it call it out there? If it gets a grade 3 from Soul, that's dope. If not, I guess it's okay. Now retrieve a call grade 3 or less from Soul. Oh, that's pretty good too. Okay. So that's Soul 7, call 1. Soul 6. If you have a good on place, you know, I could go back to 7 easily. Like I can call out grid 1 Makani, that, and then I can put it back in. That's Soul 8 already on turn 3. That's kind of lit already. That beats out Pony and Spartan to an extent right now. To an extent. Looks cool though. I hate that it's a common because I can't get it in like a higher rarity. Because this would look crazy, I hope, in SR. Oof. He has so much text. He has so much text. Ah! He doesn't even fit on the screen. Alright. Let's see. Alright, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just read. I was trying to resize it, it doesn't matter. It does say 20 soul. Alright. A lot of people were mentioning that it's gonna be like 20 something soul. A lot of people have been bringing that up about him reacting for 20 soul. There it is, 20 soul. 10, so it's now 10, 15, and 20, which makes sense because you hit 7 so easily. Looks like we have, you can't guard, so it looks like he has a guard restrict. He gets 5k for something, and then you counterblast 1 on attack, I'm assuming, to get the effects. 10, he gets a crit. This looks like the same effect where you call out 2, and then he gets 10k, and then something here. 20 soul is crazy. I don't like. That's why I never brought up 20 soul, because that's just like, that's literally half your deck. For each Baro card in your soul, it gets 5k during your turn. I don't know if I want to play the old Baro Magus in this, but alright. Yeah, it's some sort of guard. Yeah, it's probably 3 or more. I don't know if it's for the turn. If it's for the turn, then that's kind of wild. 10 cards, draw 1 plus 1 crit. Okay. And then it says you can't guard, period. Yeah. That would be nice. That would be fair and balanced. So the grade 1 is Pikant Miasma. And it's exactly as Binance said. And then Sanguini. I thought you said Sanguine. Sanguini Tamer. Yes, exactly that. Soul Charge 2 when you ride Barrel Max. You can use this with the old one if you don't like the new one. And then call something out. Okay. For 15 or more, choose any number of cards from both players' field and put them into Soul. Oh! Oh, so it's not just the full board wipe. It sucks that it's choose. So I can't get over non-targeting effects. But I can leave my stuff on board if I had if I wanted to. And then call 2, they get 10k. So it's essentially the same thing. But it's really the right line and the 20k that's the difference maker essentially. We technically have scaling. Yeah, it's still 5 attacks, which is good. It still has removal, which I figured it was still gonna have basically the same exact effect, just slightly better. I don't know if choosing is slightly better. Like it's nice. I wish I could like choose or not, like just do all or something like that. It's kind of better, kind of worse. Yeah. I guess it's better than the old one. I don't know. For 20 soul, when guarding your opponent, is called 3 or more. So we flag break up in this bitch. Okay. Is that for the turn, or is that just for his attack? If it's just for his attack, then it's kind of like whatever. If it's for the turn, then that's kind of crazy. You can't stack it with any other guard, which kind of sucks. But place 7 Barrel and Turbo into Soul for insane scaling, maybe. But it's a common. For the turn, okay, that's kind of good. That's kind of lit. So you can't PG my my boys. Is Barrow's first skill? He doesn't count as the original Barrow. So I got that wrong. That's interesting. And does he give 5k to the front row, or is it just him? It's for battle, or for that battle only. I love chain rancor in Xander. Rancor chain, yeah. So we got a comment here. I guess they're saying you can attack rear, vanguard, rear, and then use her skill. She says counterblast 1 to do something. I'm not entirely sure what. I guess they want you to leave her on board until that happens. I feel like he needed the shot skill of returning cards from the deck so he doesn't die. Yeah, me too. But we still have 2 more cards that might end up doing that. We have 1 card that does that from set 2. Well, let's see. I'm waiting for Cyrus to upload the name. I know what to call this fella. She basically minuses Barrel Maga's cost by CB1. Oh, that's not half bad. That's alright. She's a grade 1. Okay. Is that 2 cards locked? No, it's locked to Barrel Magus, period. Ooh, this is a grade 3, unfortunately, but ooh, it was cool as hell. What the heck? Soul Charge 10. Causes retire her at the end of the battle as she boosted. Okay, that's not bad. Compared to Bernie, what's your first impression? I mean, they're distinct enough. Benny probably has way easier scaling, so she wins in that department. Retire yourself to reduce cost. That's alright. I get to use more counterblast stuff. I presumably won't be playing. We won't be playing Amandine anymore, maybe. But if we do, we have the counterblast for it. So, you know the effect. We're waiting for some translator. Chat's helping out. Thankfully. So this on rear, something grade 3 soul charge 1 gets 5k. Then I can counterblast 1, do something, get another 5k. Yeah. On play soul charge 1, 5k. Okay. It doesn't. Curtis? What about Curtis?
全て捨てたんで
I heard my boy Curtis.
新
I was
しい
hoping he'd come
バロ
back.
マグネス使いませんよってことだったんですけども、まあなんかそれをバランス取ったカードを出してきたなという
なるほど
感じです。さあ最低
Oh,
限
my prediction came true.
パ
Yeah.
パもお世話になって1万8000円
Wow.
ねっていう
What is this name?
一つの
Providence
山田切りする
Disorder
ため
Barrel
に
Magnus.
アタックを作る
What the
ため
heck?
にこのカウンターブラストを使ったりして
Yeah, so far the translations have been spot on.
気もまあしますね。
And it's only him that gets the 5k, so that
でこれ
sucks.
一応バロマグネス
So it's not for like front row. So he
どっちでも OK
kind of scales, kind of doesn't.
はい。
使いやすいですね。
そうだまあもしかしたら
Going in a weird direction so far.
そういう人もいるかもなっていう気もするんで
When attacking counterblast, won't choose any normal units from Soul. Put them on the
はいで
bottom?
こちらでソウルからコールされて
my Soul. Put them on the bottom for each one place 5k. Like normal units? Normal units, yeah.
っていう感じでね
はーい。
はいそんな感じです。
Yeah, that not the only turn, yeah.
どうぞ
King Ludley. Yeah, so they gave us a new King Ludley. They could have just said that the new barrel counted as the old one. I don't know why the fuck they didn't just do that. Oh, but they gave us a new King Ludley that's not grade 3, so I can't guard with her or anything. She's a dead card, alright? Not quite a dress up, yeah. Very strange. Technically, you can technically go back to the original one, because they want you to play both, but not get double persona, not get extra personas. So that's kind of strange. Does Double Rare's looking sick? Yes, he does. No cost. Okay. So she's barrel locked. I'm assuming when you're grade 3 or greater. She gets 5k, and then she does something with one. A lot of text there. No context clues for what she does. Yeah, Providence Disorder Barrel Magnus. A very interesting name, to say the least. Providence Disorder. Oh. The katakana for more Magus is pretty easy to spot. The rest no clue. Okay. Art's amazing. Yeah, looks pretty sick. Kind of looks like a Keter card, or it's like a Shadow Ball card, to be honest. When placed from hand, you can reveal a grade 3. Ooh, okay, I like that. You can reveal a grade 3 barrel from Ride deck, or if I have barrel, you can place a card from drop into soul to get 5k for the turn. Okay. She's live on turn 2. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. That's very good. That we can fucks with, you know. Because yeah, so far everything was kind of locked to grade 3, and we have no early game, so we're just kind of like Vladimir, but slightly, maybe not slightly worse. Because I get to essentially do the divine skill in terms of like turning off PGs to an extent, anytime, right? But still, yeah. So from drop is good. When placed into Soul by Barrow's effect, draw 1. Interesting. So that gives us a draw engine. Do we want to put triggers back into deck? I mean, we technically do. And she might actually be playable. Because of that one girl that reduces the cost. We might actually be able to play the garbage card. That lets us do that. So, Danton will working Mirrorfall. Boosted, I have 10 more cards in Soul, retire. If I have Barrel Magus, reduces cost by counterblast 1. So, put us all that back to deck. Yeah. How do we save ourselves from decking out? I mean, we have a couple ways. I don't think you're going to be doing 20 Soul turn 1. You definitely can. I don't know if you want to, because you want to draw cards to survive, right? So I don't know. You don't have enough of an early game to do that, right? To instantly go into 20 Soul. So here they're showing stuff that you can use. So you can still use Selfish Engraver. She's active earlier now, so that's kind of nice, right? She's active right away. Why is my mouse twice? That's confusing. There we go. Yeah, you can still use Hardening Insight. Hardening Insight specifies a Barrel Magus, not Master of Gravity, as does this, right? I don't know if we'll use this. They didn't crop their cards. They still have the white here. You can still use Swirler. You can still use Selfish Engraver, which is fine. I don't know if we'll use Swirler. You can technically play Swirler early now on turn 2. Ride into Baro, Soul Charge 2. He gets 10k. So you can do that. As we know, they want Baro to be focused on Soul Charging specifically, right? Which is why we're not going to get a lot of like other ways to get Soul. So that's why they're specifying here with just let me, I can't, I'm trying to resize the screen, but it just doesn't let me. OBS is being stupid, so sorry about that. Maybe it's the frame. Because I had cropped it because of like a tier list or something that we were doing. That's not letting me select it. But yeah, so you can play Sabbatha. Who is the garbage card from set 7. That's his Counterblast 2. Put 10 cards back, but you can put triggers. For like you choose 10, they stay installed, everything else goes back, something like that. I was hoping for a new Selfish Engraver, but we're not getting that. If anyone's running a new Baro, can't run Curtis now. You can't run Curtis or Kinley or main deck Spartan. Nope. But old Baro can run the new grade 2. Selfish Engraver, my beloved, can escape Swirler, Power+. You went live now? Yeah, it's just because of the Baro reveal. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity where they're gonna dedicate time to a stream for Baro Magus. So I figured I could do the same. Yeah, unfortunately, no more Curtis and no more retrain for Curtis, which is kind of lame. Not gonna lie. I mean, technically, this is the retrain for Curtis, right? He's basically better Curtis, unfortunately, but yeah. A lot of the cards that were rather outdated, anyways. Not that big of a deal now. 1 second.
ということで、ただいま紹介したカード、8月9日期限発売ブースターパック宿命決戦に収録されておりますので、発売をお楽しみに。以上、新カード情報でございました。はい、皆さんありがとうございました。それでは続きまして、本日の企画コーナー。
All right. Was it kind of cut since the 2 essentially, yeah. All right, but I think that's about it, right? Is that ASQ giving people work to do anyways? Yeah, he's not really front lines anyways, right? He's technically like Baro's boss, if anything, so I guess that's fine. What cards other than Kinley can we use to refill deck? Sure, I'll show you right now. Hold on. Oops. This. I don't think there's going to be anything else, so let's go to deck log. Probably play some music. So we're not just sitting here in silence, huh? Let's go to Dark Stains. So there's a grade, I forgot what grade she is. I think she's a grade 2. I don't think it's playable, but technically it's playable. Because we have that one greater one that reduces the cost. So we can play Depletion Stabita here. So she says Baro Magus, so she's usable with the new one. You can play her from hand and not choose her to put into soul. And then after the end of the battle that he attacks, you can counterblast to retire her. So you can make his counterblast free. So this is almost playable. You choose 10 from soul after you've already done your thing and put them all the rest back into your deck. So if you have 10 triggers, you choose 10 normal units, put 10 triggers back into deck. Is that viable or playable? No. Maybe though. I don't actually know. I don't actually know. But it's the only way we really have to put cards back in mass like that. And since again she reduces the cost, that one grade 1 reduces the cost, and the only other thing that counterblasts is the like new Keen Ludley, which only puts back normal units. You obviously don't want to do that. Excuse me. So honestly, this might be a viable option, but it's kind of hard to tell. It's kind of hard to tell. Sorry, let's play some background music real quick. We can play that, that's fine. there's something playing at least. Oh, I needed it. There we go. Ba-ba-ba. And go back here. Alright. Sorry, I lost chat for a second. Is there anybody in CFA? I have to do that afterwards. Is Ayaperos good? Who is that exactly? I love also the fun fact that this is my first built deck as a D player, me as well. It's my first Vanguard deck ever. It's still my current main deck. Believe it or not, he's still good. Very glass cannon, yeah, unfortunately. Kind of seems like it is a glass cannon wombo combo still, sort of. Your deck is allergic to energy blast, yeah, but hey, we have one card to energy blast. But it's not a lot. It's this guy, right? The Hardy Insight, which, like I said, he says Baro+, so you can use him in the new one. But also, he puts cards back, but he also soul charges, so you break even. But he's only energy blast 2, so we have a bunch of energy we can use. So we can do a couple of different things, but mainly that also means we can play the energy cycler. Gonna take out fast. I kind of wish it was still 15, me too. But you don't have to go for 20 every single turn. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if it's feasible to turbo into 20 first grade 3 turn. I don't know if that's feasible unless you're playing Depletion Saboteur. Then if it's just like, fuck it, I soul charge, and then you bring this out, right? If you can soul charge 20 cards, have 2 damage from your opponent, soul charge 20 cards, do not counterblast, right? In any way, then call this out, put 10 back, which are all like triggers, including your ulti and shit, then I don't know, that seems feasible, right? That seems feasible. I don't know. Maybe she's not half bad. Picante Miasma. When this unit is ruled upon by Sanguine Tamer, soul charge 2. Choose one of your vanguards and it gets 5k to the end of the turn, which is alright. It is feasible. Most would just no guard barrel unless it's lethal. Right. Yeah, sometimes you no guard it, sometimes you PG it. But I can turn that off now. So going first. If I go first and I hit 20, you just can't guard and you just have to fucking take it. And then I just put all my triggers back after that, I'm in a good spot. If I'm only at 2 damage, I don't know. I don't know if I'll play the main deck barrows, the original one. That doesn't seem worth it. The cost is you die next turn for no cards in hand. True. But we have the grade 2 that lets us draw. So that's kind of what you would do. But I don't know. Sanguinary. I hope they change that in English. Sanguinary Tamer. I hope it's like Bloody Tamer or something like that, but they're not gonna do that. I'm gonna just call it Bloody Tamer or something. But when this unit is run upon by a grade 3 or Baro+, card name, soul charge 2, then choose a grade 3 or less from your soul, and you may call it to rear. I think it's gonna be 20 for late game is better as a finisher, kind of like Blad Mind Skill. That's how I think it's gonna go as well. But well, again, with this card, maybe not. I don't know. The Gardener Stick is really good, but it's not super needed. No, I just woke up. Why did they make Baro+ flag work? I don't know, Bestie. Maybe that means they'll give flag for something much better. Providence Disorder Baro+. During your turn, this unit gets 5k power for each card with Baro+ and its card name in your soul. I don't know how I feel about that one, to be honest. I think no guarding Baro is a huge strat because he's often the lowest power attack in the game. Yeah, in that turn. And he only does like 2 damage. Yep. More than likely all my crits are in soul. So yeah, it's a huge trap. Shh, don't tell them that. What asked for OG Baro+ in the new support? In the new support? No one asked for the OG Baro+. Just the new Baro+ says if you have any old copies, he gets power. Bro, the 5k power to Vanguard should have been to front row. Yeah, it definitely should have. That's a huge misstep. I hope that's like a mistranslation or something. I know it's not, but that's stupid. That's honestly really stupid. That's not what it is. Grab Barrow, eat a crit, and then stare at the 2 lashes coming at you, 50k each. Yep. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, counterblast 1, perform all the following, which is the number of cards in your soul. Turn them all, draw 1. This unit gets a critical to the end of that battle. Finish getting ready for I can watch the stream down. And now, you know, Flag Bearer 2 will be getting front row 5k and a crit, maybe. Gurgrit PSCD, if they did the front row, I don't care. I don't care about your drama. I just want Barrow to be great. 15 or more, choose any number of your opponent's rear guards, and you and your opponent put them into soul. of you and your opponent's rear guards, put them into soul. Then choose 2 from soul, call them to rear, and they get 10k. Yeah, I think this Baro sucks. I mean, I don't think he sucks. He's not instantly better. They fixed nothing. The ride line's a little better because it gives us a little bit more soul. The double rare is good. That's kind of about it. Personally, everyone thinks that he sucks. Great for card prices. Yeah, you're right. Let me dumb it down. He's garbage. 20 more until the end of the battle, your opponent would call cards like that. They must be 3 or more at the end of at the same time. Yeah. 40 cards in soul, you win the game. Your opponent wins the game because you run out of cards in the deck. Add the 9, yeah. They fix that you don't eat your whole board, which is like good to an extent, but Ryan Land's nice. If Baro himself isn't what I meant, or what you wanted, but yeah, they could have made it better. Honestly, they could have made it so that 5k applies to the front row. They can make the 20k apply to the whole turn. They could have made it so that, I don't know. I don't think it's bad though. I don't think it's bad per se. Imagine Final Two's advantage to make Baro a chosen one. He has a divine skill. Unfortunately, the fact that they gave him this form, we're not getting it. Unless like something strange happens. But I doubt Baro's gonna get 3 forms. Dance of Awakening Marifol here. Then the balance this unit boosted. You have 10 or more cards in your soul. Retire this. Choose one to grade 3 or greater Baro Magus. And as a card name, reduce the cost of this unit's original honor abilities by Counterblast 1. You needed less soul requirements, not more. Maybe, I don't know. Bear on. If the 3 door was the whole turn, I think it'd break NLK. To be honest, I don't give a shit about premium. Ban him for premium. I don't give a shit. I want to play him in standard. I don't know why he doesn't count as the old Baro, especially when they want you to play both of them, right? For his first skill, like why the fuck doesn't he count? Like that's so fucking stupid. It would have made so much sense because like they're not like that crazy interchangeably, so I could very easily just ride into whatever Baro Magus I get, right, to Persona ride, and like the game plan would still be essentially the same, and it, you know, would have been interesting. Could have had like this interesting dynamic, like which Baro Magus do they have in hand, which one are they gonna ride into, kind of thing, or whatever. But why lock me out of doing that and then say, oh, but if you play the old one, you get a bonus? It doesn't make any sense to me. President of Glory Marax. When as soon as placed on rear, if you have a grade 3 or greater with Baro Magus in this card name, soul charge 1. This unit gets 5k to the end of the turn. Then counterblast 1. Choose any number of normal units for your soul. Return them to your deck and shuffle them. And this unit gets 5k to the end of the turn for each card chosen for this effect. 15 was already consistently achievable even before Divine's era. Yeah, like a long time ago that was achievable. So, but I still feel like 20 is a bit of overkill in terms of requirement. I feel like it's unnecessary to go that high, especially for somewhat of a low payoff. But it counts as old Baro because if you don't destroy all the previous, it counts as old Baro because if you don't, it destroys all the previous support. It unfortunately doesn't count as old Baro, so it does destroy some of the previous support, but it really only destroys like 3 cards, so it's kind of whatever. Especially that's a specific name of Baro, yeah, but there's only like 3 of those. Which you won't name Inherit either, and they'd figure to be unfair for Baro. But I don't care what Flagbird does. Sorry, Azim, I don't care. How big of a loss not having the OG specific support? It's not. It's not. It's really not that big of a loss. The only things we lose, unfortunately, we lose Hazard Rapture, which I really like. Who actually she would have worked perfectly with the new Baro, actually, and unfortunately we don't have access to her because you could have very easily put a Baro Magus into Soul and give your front row 10k, and then he would have gained another 5k. So it would have helped you unbrick, get rid of your extra Baros in hand. So that's unfortunate. We lost Keenly Ludley, but we got the new girl. Unfortunately, that's a grade 3. We lost Cleve Muddler, who I was hoping would be playable, but he is not. And we lost Freeze Breeze, who is never playable ever. She actually could have been playable also, but then because again she's the new one doesn't inherit the name, she's not playable. She literally would have been playable because you could have reduced the cost to be of Barrel Magus to not be Counterblast, and you could have played this, not put her into Soul, and then Counterblast 2, Counterblast 1 to draw 2. I can't believe they didn't let that happen, bro. They let all these cards that weren't playable, they could have made them playable, and they were like, nah. We lost Brackle Splasher, which is whatever, and we lost Curtis, which is super unfortunate. That's been the homie since that one, and we lost Electro Spartan. You can play him in main deck, but you can't play him in right deck. Can't give me everything. This isn't even good. This isn't even good. I mean, technically now you can play original Barrel Magus, play the new grade 1, and still draw cards, right? So it's fine. Losing Curtis is a pain? Not really. We have the new guy who it already replaces Curtis, right? So it's kind of whatever. I was planning on playing both of them for my set 2 list, but this is literally Curtis, but has a grade 2 and gets more power, or like he himself gets power, as opposed to Curtis counterblasting 2. So, we got Moment of Silence, Shulian. When this unit is placed on rear from hand, choose a grade 3 Barrel Magus from a card name from your right deck. You may reveal it, or if you have Barrel Magus already, choose a card from drop it into Soul. And if you have a grade 3 or greater Barrel Magus, this gets 5k. And if this is put into the Soul by the ability of Barrel Magus, you draw 1. It's barrel over. I don't think it's that bad. Thank God it's keenly for us, but it's less shield value, dog. Yeah, it's kind of lame. Well, it destroys everything previous Baro+Support. Press F for Curtis. I mean, it's not every previous Baro+Support. It's just like 5 of them that we'd never played aside from Curtis. Hey, Curly. Hey, Hollow. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing good, bro. I haven't spoken to you in a while. This guy will break Barrel. Don't worry. Oh, I will. I'll make it my priority. Tried using Free Breeze in set 2 Barrel. Me too. There's a trend with Dark States retrain bosses where they're too afraid to let the new bosses share their name with their old forms. Same happened with Vehement. It's a legit shame. Yeah. It's like they're afraid to make Dark States good. Yeah. That's this thing. Those cards that don't work anymore were already replaced by the new Barrel anyways, to an extent. Is Rapture the only one that doesn't have a replacement? Rapture? Yeah. Not that it matters. She unfortunately was not played, but yeah, honestly, she would have worked so well. So fucking well with the new Barrel. It's such a shame, that interaction. Like, that would have been actually kind of lit, because I really like this card. But, oh well. And you could have even called this out in the grade 2 if you soul charged her and then instantly had it live. Like, such a shame. Oh well. This is still garbage. This is still garbage. You can technically still play it, I guess, because now you can choose specific cards and bot deck them as but I don't think that's worth it. Racy, you can technically play, right? Because you can give him the guard restrict, so she's a little bit more playable now. I will not be playing her, I don't think. Fernando, is he more playable? He's like, he hasn't changed, honestly. I don't think he's any more playable because the new grade 2 doesn't say it has to be Barrel that puts it into Soul, so this is kind of whatever. I don't think this helps in any way. We still have access to Lilac Lasher, which is nice. It would have been nice if like he had a skill that like puts your cards back into Soul to keep your Lashers, right? But oh well. Yeah, Lasher's safe. That's all really that matters. So now your opponent, presumably on like the big optimal turn, right? You swing crit. Maybe you Persona Road, I don't know, but you swing crit, guard restrict, and then you have your 2 Lashers. But I don't know. I'm honestly thinking that it might have to be this. I'm gonna test it out later today. But Savia is looking. I don't know. I feel like there's a world where you can turbo 20 Soul turn 1, put a bunch of shit back, and continue with the game. Draw a bunch of cards with the new grade 2, right? Maybe not a bunch, but draw maybe a bunch, right? If you play 4 of them, right, you can draw 4. I don't know, man. And then your next turn is like crazy lethal because your whole deck is like triggers. So I don't know. We can't nuke boards anymore, so the ladder usually messes up the new barrel. Yeah, I mean if they play ladder, but it's not really that big of a deal. Because I can't think of any decks where you really, really, really want to remove their board where this is detrimental and they have some protection outside of ladder. I think anyways ladder blocked the original barrel anyways, right? Because you can't change where the rears are. So ladder already blocked barrel, so it doesn't really matter actually. So here and I read the cards and it feels about the same, but with a guard restrict, it's about the same. You can take it into different directions. It's not like up, it's kind of like right. So I have to absorb it. I will say it's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. That's the most that I can say right now. It is definitely not like worse or anything like that. That's the most that I can say right now, without actually looking to the cards. Waiting for Power Slagger's new form. New ride deck feels more hype than the new barrel, to be honest. To an extent, yeah. It gives you more soul. You have a reason to play the new ride line over pony. Calling something out from soul is kind of nice on the grade 3. Whether or not it matters, we'll see. You can call out. Oh, you can't call out the new girl. Oh, that's dookie. That's dookie. You can't call out the new girl. Because she says when placed from hand. Oh, that's so dookie. That's dookie. Why is she like that? I'm really sorry that it happened. Yeah, that's fair. I appreciate that. Oh, that is so dookie butter. You can't play the new girl. Alright, you can't play her from soul. Alright, hold on. Let me see if I can fix this. This thing is driving me crazy. Firefox. Now can I edit Firefox? No. Why the hell not? Why the fuck not? Alright, I have to put it all the way on top. Good God. There we go. Obnoxious. There we go. It's back down. Oh, turn on that. Turn on the frame. Put this here. Put this more down into screens over here. There we go. Turn on the frame. There we go. All right. Jeez, stupid ass OBS. So yeah, so we can't use her with the ride line, which is so lame, bro. Why not? Why is this from place from hand, bro? That's kind of ass. Oh well. They didn't make the baddie playable. She's not playable, but she's not any more playable. She does, I mean, she isn't horrible because you can call this out if you really wanted to and call out, you know, this. So she is mildly more playable, but she is still not playable. Well, as I've remaining in the decks in set 3, and whoops, every single time I go to regionals, I say maybe it's over this time. Maybe I've just been lucky. You do great. Yeah. Same for me each time. So I kind of use this now. Bro, fuck's okay. I don't care. Stop bringing up other decks to me right now. I could give a shit. All right, hold on. On my shirt. All right, so Beyonce got me a bacon, egg, and cheese real quick. Let Baro be plastic. Yeah, bro, let Baro be tier 0. Shut the hell up. Let me thrive, bro. Shut up. I think my favorite new thing is the ride line, personally. Yeah, the ride line's really good. This is nice to have. It's a bit of a letdown. They could have just made it grade 2 and it would have been fine. This I think has some good potential. Especially that like you can cycle this, right? So you can play this, retire it, then next turn you can call this, put it into soul, then with barrel skill call her out again. Well, not with barrel skill, I guess not, because she has to boost, right? But you can still call her out. There's still a lot of ways to do it. So I feel like there's a lot of potential there. New barrel released? Yeah, yep. I didn't get you a bacon egg cheese. I mean, I can give you half. I don't know if I'm gonna eat it all. That's cereal. Barrel Carter shook the whole turd. Me too. Me too, brother. Me too. But hey, we can play Guamon pretty easily and maybe make that work. But my slight disappointment is that none of the new stuff synergizes with Attract Inverse. Yeah, that's my biggest disappointment, is that the baddie is still not really playable. Like I said, she's slightly more playable, but not to the extent that I wanted it to be. Nor did we get a new Alexandra either, which is such a shame. Maybe we get a new Swirler. Not really. Getting a pony replacement a dub. Yeah. So what do we think about the new barrel? It's not bad, is all that I can say about it now. It's just not bad. Is it flat out better? I don't know. Playing the old barrel with the new support is kind of enticing, to be honest. But I can't immediately say it's a flat out upgrade. It's definitely not bad, but I have to take a look at it. A lot of the support around it is good, right? The grade 2 and the ride line are good. So other than none, yeah. Guamon still works. Yeah. Deck stays mid. You stay mid. Watch me fucking go to Worlds with or Bear. Watch, just for that comment, bro. But yeah, the only thing I'll say it again is, all right, we'll go over it real quick. So we got a new grade 1, Picante, Picante Miasma. When you ride the new grade 2 Soul Charge 2, give your grade 2 5k. We got a new grade 2 that says when rode over barrel, Soul Charge 2, and then call something out from Soul, grade 3 or less. We got the new barrel, Providence Disorder, Baro Magnus. For each barrel in your soul, he gets 5k. Then when he attacks, counterblast 1 from one of the following, including a number of cards in soul. 10 or more, draw a card and get a crit. 15 or more, choose any number of rear guards on either side, put them to soul. You call out 2, they get 10k power to the end of the turn. 20 or more, at the end of the battle, your opponent must use 3 or more to guard. We Flagberg up in this bitch. Got a grade 1, Dance of Awakening Mara Full. At the end of the battle, this boost is if you have 10 or more and you have Baro Magus, your Baro Magus counterblast is reduced by 1. We have President of Glory, Marax. When this is placed, if you have Baro, Soul Charge 1, he gets 5k, then you can counterblast 1, put any number of normal units back into your soul, she gets 5k for each one. Keeney Ludley, but grade 3. Since the old Keeney Ludley is locked to the old Baro, new Baro does not have the old name. Finally, Moment of Silence, Shulin. When this is placed from hand, reveal either Baro from ride deck, or if you already have Baro, choose a card from drop, put it into soul, and if you have the grade 3 Baro as your vanguard, you get 5k. And also when this goes to soul by Baro skill, you draw 1 card. That is all of our new support. So with that said, I've said it a bunch of times, but I think Depletion Stabia is kind of playable now, because she says at the end of the battle, your Baro Magus attacks, counterblast 2, retire her, choose 10 cards from your soul, leave them in soul, put everything else back into your deck and shuffle. So it's counterblast 2, but this girl makes barrel skill counterblast 1, right? So if we turbo to 20 soul and then call out Depletion Salvia, then we can do this, get the guard restrict, get the draw, get the crit, get 5 attacks, and then we put everything back and we have a bunch of triggers in deck. Lasher becomes weak as fuck, but it is what it is. Just a thought. Feels more like a new flavor of Baro, yeah. Give me 5 each front for each in Souls. Try to do it, yeah, Baro should be able to do it easily. I don't know why they didn't, but oh well. Must wear a Baro cosplay. I mean, I could, but I don't know if I'll be able to look as good, unfortunately. But I think that's about it, yeah. So we'll see. Like I said, it's still it's not bad. It is not bad. I don't know if it's better yet. I have to mod the cards into CFA, and then we'll find out later tonight. Best or worst? I didn't see any of the actual stream because I don't know Japanese. I don't even know if it's still streaming. They are playing Lyrical. That's fine. It was fine. It wasn't bad. That's all I can say right now. It's definitely not negative. I just don't know if it's overwhelmingly positive yet. In fact, he scales up. Yeah, but only himself. So is everybody gonna talk about how Baro's new boob job, or is that no bueno for YouTube? Boob job? Did his tits suddenly get bigger? You're trying to say my boy was flat chested before? I mean, yeah, I don't know. He got like a bump here, right? You guys can't see my hand. Got a bump there, right? I always thought that was armor, honestly. Yeah, the new Baro has like headphones or something. Like, I haven't actually been able to look at the new art completely. Yeah, I don't know what these are. Like, I think he always had this, hold on. I have to go to the other one to highlight it. Here. I think he always had this, like, backpack thing, right? Because you can see it in some of the other art. The pipe is new. I originally thought that was, like, a flag or something. This, I feel like we've seen in another shot, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah. I don't know if this is new. He just worked out, yeah, bro. That is cool. I think the pipe is from his backpack. Yeah, yeah. Because I think we see it in like Magna Reversal. I don't see it here. Right? He always had that shit. He's just, I don't know. I've never seen him do anything with it, right? Oh. And we see it again in Magna Reversal. Here, right? Pipe is there. And I guess this was always here, huh? They're right in the back. Was a flag and it's just a pipe? Yeah, me too. I thought it was a flag, but nope. I like the new art. Looking forward to getting this in SR. I don't know if I want FFR yet, but definitely SR. I will mandatorily get into FFR for this Baro, but I'll probably end up playing the SR. So for which one you saw how to do it, it's not that hard to do, to be honest, because you already start with 8 soul. Between these two, this is soul charge 2 and this is soul charge 2, sorry, 7 soul. So you have the grade 0, grade 1, and grade 2 of the right line, plus 7. I'm sorry, plus 4 makes 7. So it's pretty easy to get the rest of the cards. To be honest. But yeah, I also think it's not necessary. You can very easily, yeah, there's a lot of ways to go about it, but I just don't know if it's optimal. The only way I think it would be optimal is if like you play a super rush version or something like that, which is possible. Because like this guy can like be 25k on turn 2, right? So if you can somehow soul charge 3, you can do this. So you call from the, well, yeah, I guess technically 6, assuming you don't call something that soul charges. Right, because I can call out a swirler and it replaces itself. But yeah, realistically 6. So it's about the same, but it could be more. You could also, unless you, do you have the mandatory call? Yeah, you may call. So you don't have to call. So technically it is more, but if you call, it becomes 6, yeah. So I can call out Hardening Insight. That puts me 8 soul. It's pretty good. That's not consistent. Yeah, I just don't think it's worth it. That's what I'm thinking. Because you mostly you're probably thinking, oh, okay, I'll have 20 cards left in deck. That's not the case. Keep in mind that so you have 50 cards in your deck. You draw 5 of them in the first turn. That leaves you with 45 cards, right? Then every turn up until grade 3, you draw 1, and then draw 1, right? So that's 3 cards. So that's 42 cards left in deck. Then you drive check twice. So that's minimum 40 cards left in deck. Then you're taking probably 2 damage at least, right? So that's 38 cards left in your deck. Then the ride line soul charges 4 cards. So that's 34 cards left in your deck, right? So presumably you have 7 cards left in soul. And assuming you don't draw any extra cards, right? So 34 minus what? 5, so that's 21 to hit 20. And then you draw 1. About. So yeah. Cancela? Huh? Open CFA and do the map live? Yeah, I guess I could do it that way. I got a meeting in a couple minutes. Let me double check. Sometimes they cancel it, but I would have to get off pretty soon either way. No, they canceled it. All right, cool. Let's see. I have Medio, that's fine. Same thing. Oh, fine. I'll load a deck. I'll load a barrel deck. Let's go over here. Whatever my last barrel deck is that I ever built in CFA specifically. Whatever. It's probably from a really long time ago. Yeah. Oh no, this is somewhat recent. So presumably, went the wrong place. Presumably, right? We go here. We shuffle Rooney. We draw. Whatever. Put this back. Draw. Draw return. I don't know. I don't care. Discard. Ride this. Get crest. Take a damage. Draw for turn. Draw. Again, don't care. Discard this. Right. New ride line. So charge 2 plus 5k. Swing in. Check. And turn. Possibly take 2 this turn. Right. Because I have nothing to fucking guard with. Because I'm an idiot and I discarded that. But also not really caring too much. Draw. I don't fucking know. Discard. Ride. Soul charge 2 again. I could call this out. Right. And then put this and this on bottom here. Soul charge 2 here. He instantly gets 15k. I guess we could maybe play this kind of last one and play this. So charge 2, put this into soul. Play this, put it into soul with his skill. Maybe play this here. I don't think I have enough here. Charge 3. I don't have to put anything back if I want to, and play this. Now, like, let's say this somehow so charges. Well, oh, you know what? You know what I had just realized? You know what? It's actually easier to reach 20 soul because of the fact that I guess it depends on when the activation cost is, right? Because the skill says you do 10 or more, and then or 15 or more, and then you put stuff into soul. But I think by then you can't use the 20 or more, or can you? Right? I'm not entirely sure. Let me read it. Let's go back over here. And let me look at it here. Here. Lost chat. Hey, different fight. How you doing? What's the verdict? I have to like mod CFA to like actually test it out. All I can say so far is that it is not worse. It is I think it is better, but they definitely could have made this a lot more broken. But meant rear guards, the rear guard soul does increase on the spot, so I can actually use the skill. As I guess here. Or I cannot use it. It counts the number once you reach perform all the following. So no, I don't. Is what you're saying. Damn. Because I was gonna say, damn, that's kind of not half bad, right? Because I could reach presumably like I'll put these two into soul, so I only have to hit like 18 or like 17 or something like that, right? So it wouldn't be so bad. And then I call out 2, but if it's not like that, then never mind. That's a bit unfortunate, but I just did it on TFA, you guys didn't see it. But yeah, it's I don't know. This part is like whatever. I feel like this is bait, but I feel like you can still turbo it. I'm gonna try and see if we can make depletion work, but I feel like that's maybe not the right way to go. I think you can maybe play it a bit slower, but it's honestly about the same in terms of like the actual Baro+, right? The only difference is that he scales up a little bit and you have the option to go for guard restrict. That's really the main difference here. What it's really about is the fact that you can make the Vanguard counterblast 1 less, and that you can draw cards from putting the grade 2 into soul. It is really what it's about. But we'll have to wait and see. Come on, try for 20k. Yeah, you can turbo 20 pretty easily. Like it's not like the hardest thing. Honestly, is it worth it? I don't know. Don't know that yet. Because like again, like if I were to hit 20 here, right? I call out. Let's say I hit 20 somehow, and I still had 2 rears. Right? If I magically hit 20, look how I have no cards in hand too, right? Let's say I don't have that. Let's say I don't know. I called out this girl, right? And then she attacks. She goes to soul. Now I hit 20. I swing in here. CB1. I draw 1. I choose whatever. Put it into soul. Keep in mind I hit 20 beforehand. And call this out. This probably attacks. I call it out again. Now I'm at 20. I have 24 cards left in deck. No cards in hand. Check. Get a heal. Okay, cool. Check again. And I have 20 cards left in deck. I mean, I guess realistically I would have gone through a couple more of my deck, right? Would have been something like that, but still, I don't know. It's definitely possible. I guess you can last longer than I thought, but I don't know. Which is this card that counts as two 4 more cards in Soul or 2 cards in Soul. Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't get that. I was honestly expecting them to do that, but they instead went with the 20 Soul requirement part. Did Baro come back? He never left, bro. He's been here the whole time. We'll see. Is there any way to do more turn 2 so the opponent isn't at 1 damage? Yeah, you can actually do that now, which is nice because of the fact that I was originally thinking about this before they revealed the new one, right? Is that you have access now to this fella. You always had access to him, but you have access to this fella, right? That you can use. The counterblast isn't as much of an issue, excuse me, because of the fact that you can reduce the cost of barrel, so it's not as much of an issue. But also you have access to this guy, which is basically the same thing. Something wrong with my mic? What's up? Mic check. 1 2 1 2 1 2. It's so low. Sorry, I accidentally lowered the volume. There we go. Thank you. Get chat back, get chat back, get chat back. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so you can use both of these guys, right? Now you can very easily have an aggressive turn 2. That's better. Okay, yeah, thanks guys. Sorry. I guess I must have accidentally scrolled in OBS and it lowered. But you can have a more aggressive turn 2 with the Bladmeyer card, and it puts the card back into Soul, which is actually a plus. But that's kind of cute, right? So if I play this, I Soul Charge 1. I'll have 8 cards in Soul. By turn 3, I call 1 out. I can call this out again too, which is kind of crazy. And then it Soul Charges and then call something else out. So I can definitely have a more aggressive turn 2. And it also helps the game plan because they both Soul Charge, and I can easily play something else at Soul Charge. So like I can call this out. It can go into this. But and that instantly activates his skill also, so he's at 15. You can play this, and if you played yeah, if only there was something I can Soul Charge 2. Like I guess if you pony like if you play this and then pony and then call this, you can have a 25k on turn 2. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I have to get the cards into CFA and like actually test it. And I still think there's maybe some advantage to using the old Baro Magus. Because you're really not losing a lot other than the guard restrict. But it's kind of the same thing, right? Because the guard restrict is what it is. And then the 5k for each Baro and Soul is kind of whatever. So no Baro deck for 35 bucks? Yeah, I mean that sounds about right. It depends on what's in it. But and maybe it's not even worth it. It depends on what's in it, because presumably you won't need this or the old ride line anyways. So, and you already have Dark States triggers, so it might not matter. But I was just putting the cards. It didn't take so much damn time. Because I have to manually put them in one by one. But and it's too many cards for me to like try and proxy. But I had Baro way back. Set 2 was dirt cheap. It still is. It just kind of depends on what you put into it, right? Because like I could play Bifrons in it. That makes the deck a lot more expensive. Right. So it's just a lot of options. So if it's like an actual Baro core, if it's just all cards that say Baro and like support, then 35 is way too much. Because they're each like a cent. I'm gonna jank the deck as soon as it hits error. Yeah, I'm gonna mod it for the stream later. So we're streaming early today for I guess live reaction, and then later tonight, after I go to work, and after I have some time to put in the cards into CFA manually, we'll test it out because it's not gonna update until tomorrow. So, I don't know. So I'm trying to mentally piece together. don't pay attention to this deck. This is just a deck that I was messing around with beforehand. It has nothing to do with the new Baro, but just trying to mentally piece together how we can do this. Trying to absorb what it is that we can possibly do here. Oh, actually, oh no, hold on a minute. This is live, right? This is kind of nice. All right, so you can do something kind of cheeky because this soul charge is 2, so you just need to play something to soul charge 1. Right. So I can very easily get Hardening Insight to be 25k because this soul charge is 2, so I just have to soul charge 1 more card, and then I can call like this to overcall him, put him back into souls if I can use him for later or something like that. So I don't know. I feel like the main star is this, right? This is definitely the card we should be focusing on because I feel like this is the strongest card out of the whole kit aside from the ride deck. The ride deck is fine. It's still blind soul charge, but the fact that I can, you know, draw cards is really nice. We just have to find a way to consistently get her out from soul every single turn so that we can again put her back. Again, the fact that this is on place from hand is just killer. It is so killer that this is on place from hand. Otherwise, you could have very easily, you know, call this out again for next turn and then put her back in to draw again. But it is what it is. But we have ways to get her out from soul, so it's not that big of a deal. But sure, we need 4 of the pony plus a mana plus swirler plus prey to RNG god to consistently reach 20. I mean, you can just do a Mandine and like some basic stuff because you're starting from higher and you have a little bit easier ways to soul charge. So, but yeah, you'd probably want to go something big with like a not so much ponies, but with like a Mandine and maybe ponies. I don't know. I'm not a fan of pony because it's too much RNG. But what is this card called? The boost card, Pandemonium, right? If you want to try and hit 20 easily. New Baro just got here. It's not bad. That's all I can say. That's all I can say right now. I'm sorry. I know it's not much. It's not bad. It's not instantly better, right? I can't instantly be like better. The support is good. Baro himself is like all right. It's not an instant upgrade. It's not like something like Arkwright where it's like instantly way better. But is it wrong? I think Benny is still better. Benny is better in that she scales way better than he does. He still does not scale. He only scales if you have the Baro and Soul, which is kind of whatever. I'm gonna ignore that part of the skill, to be honest. That should have just been, they should have given us either that to be front row or that to be that he counts as the old Baro Magus. But Benny's just better because she scales better, right? She reduces the opponent's power as the game goes on, so she's better in that way. She's a little bit more like slower paced and like a little more passive than Baro. He's a lot more aggressive. Can do a lot more damage output than she can, but he's obviously way more frailer than he is, so they kept that sort of same distinction between the two of them. But right, so the donation is good to get out the grade 2 from Soul, but it's expensive. Yeah, nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. But you don't have to play the donation. You can just use the new card from set 2 that does literally the same thing. Has basically the same requirement. The only difference is that it puts the card you called out back into Soul, and you don't have the option to retire, which is like whatever, right? You didn't care about that in Baro anyways. It's just literally the same thing for the same cause. So you can literally just play this. Well, presumably this will be cheaper. And then it has the added bonus of it puts the card you called out back into Soul because you're not on Vladimir. So it protects it. You can't get damage denied. You keep your soul count up. You can call that card back out next turn, right? So like you can play that. You can soul charge with the ride line. Play this soul charge. Call this out 25k that turn. Put him back into Soul. At the end of the turn, ride the grade 2 of the ride line. Soul charge 2. Call this guy out again. He soul charges 2, and then he's again at, you know, his plus 25, plus 15k attack. So definitely a nice little interaction, but whether that's consistent, I guess where you need, I don't know. I'm kind of just blindly thinking of things, but yeah, they want Baro to be soul charged glass cannon, unfortunately, which is what I've been saying, which I don't like because I want the deck to be a lot more usable than that, and he's kind of not. that regard, right? But he's just kind of like does his thing, but we still have no real. I was hoping to get some more realistic ways to play to turn 2, because he still, to an extent, has the issue where after you do your big thing, you on turn 3 you don't really do much after that. You don't stabilize, you don't really scale effectively. The only terms of scaling you have is the guard restrict, which at that point of the game, right, turn 4 is probably not that big. Turn 4 I probably have like no cards left in deck, right? So turbo 20 on turn 3 might be the way to go, just because like there's really no like late game play, right? The most you can do is like draw a few cards off of this, assuming there's anything valuable in deck to draw. But going to like turn 5 or 6 with Baro, it doesn't look like that's gonna happen, right? Unless you slap this down, but that basically ends the game for you. It just keeps you in the game. But if your opponent survives this turn, then it kind of sucks because you just have a bunch of crap in your deck. So unless you do something where you're constantly playing this and constantly keep soul charging and putting cards back or something like that, but I don't know. This been my game for Grand Prix since first time since it came out, and in my turn with 3 cards in hand is not a problem if you're dead. So what do you need to guard for us to an extent? Barrow's the rogue strategy. Lost a little bit of that since I can't non-target removal, but the first one I said that's weird. Yeah, I mean that's basically Keenly, but I don't know. It's a slightly more playable Keenly because the problem with Keenly is that she was on place, so you didn't want to really play her early. But like this, I can technically play and get sold with. Right, she's at least 18k, so like you can play one of these and be fine and play it whenever you want and put it into soul to tuck it in. So this is actually slightly better. The fact that it's grade 3 kind of hurts, but it's like fine. It's like fine. This I still feel is like the breadwinner here, but we'll see. I have to check here for the stream later and for when I go to CFA if the site uploaded the stuff. Am I crazy? Is new stuff just okay? Yeah, it's just okay for the most part. The best part is really the ride line and that grade 2, and that is about it. Other than that, it is not instantly better. It is fine. Did he change this? What's up here? Affect strides 2. Oh, so if I stride into it. Interesting. Okay. Add extra context to this? No, okay. Same thing. Excuse me. Just double checking. Because you reposted it. But I don't know what the difference is. Here. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I have to go cook. I gotta go into the lab, the kitchen, and cook. I wish I had a concrete answer for you. It's just not a crazy upgrade. We have a lot of different tools and a lot of ways that can go, but it's not flat out, yes, this is better, or yes, this is worse. All I can say is definitely it is not worse. Right? This is not Gravidia Mask. This is not Gravidia Mask that we're talking about, essentially. So there's at least that, right? You can get solos in that. I can switch between the 2 forms from Soul. I think that'd be cool. Yeah, it'd be nice. I was always hoping we'd get some sort of superior ride or something to add on to the extra, to like how aggressive and, you know, blowout he is, but it's just super disappointing that this says for each installed it's only for Baro himself, the Vanguard, and also that he doesn't count as the original. I don't understand why he doesn't count as the original. I had said this earlier, like that would have made this effect so much better if you counted as the original, because you would have 2 barrel magnets you can go into, right? You can main deck this one if you wanted to, or however, depending on like whatever, and I can ride into the other one if I have it. So I have multiple persona rides. I can ride into it. It's not a dead card because it'll golden soul and give power. I can ride into it in situations where like I want to board wipe non-target, or if I just have it right and I can just do whatever I want and I get the bonus of like it getting 5k. But all this does is that it incentivizes you to play persona ride, even if it's just this new barrel. And if you soul charge him, it's fine. He gets 5k. It should have been to the front row, because that's the only way that this deck would have scaled. Because otherwise, we have no way of scaling realistically, aside from Lasher or anything like that. But that just means nothing's changed. We have no way of scaling. We have no way of really getting a hand effectively, right? We have the one girl that you draw, which is nice, but I don't know how effective that's going to be in terms of getting a hand. It depends on how many cards I have to play, right? If I have to play my whole hand on my first grade 3 turn, and all I get out of that is like 5 cards, right? Between my 2 drive checks, the effect to draw from barrel, and 2 of the grade 2, I'm dead. Right? And it's not like I'm adding specific cards from soul, right? With like Kogoro, so I can have PGs, have like value of my cards in hand, maybe not in quantity, but in quality. That's not the case either. So they didn't fix that problem. They haven't fixed the problem where after like turn 3, I go into turn 4, I guard magically. I have no cards in hand. Now I have nothing that I can do. Right? I have no way to easily get 5 attacks this turn because I put everything into soul, presumably, or whatever matters into soul. My Lilac Lashers will possibly get attacked into, or whatever will happen to them. So if they're not there, they're 2k based on my opponent's turn. I can't guard those attacks, right? So they have no effective way to guarantee 5 attacks every turn. I can at most do 3, which is okay, I guess. So they didn't fix the later on problem, right? The late game problem, I should say. They didn't fix the hand problem. They didn't fix any specific issues. All they did was give us some sort of scaling with this, and that's it. They fixed giving us a slightly better ride line that gives us 1 more soul and lets us call something out, so we can toolbox our soul a tiny bit more, so we can do a couple of more things, right? They gave us this, which is a nice tool to play with, because now we have a little bit more leeway with our counterblast, because Baro can be free. So that one's not half bad, and you can easily recycle her. They gave us a new Keenly Ludley who's slightly better than the old one, but we already had Keenly Ludley, so it's kind of whatever. And then they gave us this, which might make or break this deck, right? This is going to be the main card here. Whether or not this is, going to push the deck over is really what's going to matter. Because putting something from drop into soul is okay. Because I can discard, put stuff into soul. I can discard my pieces, put them back into soul, which is nice. So I don't have to worry about discarding triggers. So I can keep those to try and guard. My pieces can go into soul where I can get access to them, which is really good. I can soul blast out stuff. Maybe that's an option. I can soul blast stuff to put it back in. I don't know. Her getting 5k is kind of whatever. But then her going to soul, drawing a card, maybe that's good. I don't know. You could... I don't know. If I play like a bunch of like... I don't know. If I play like Blitz Orders or something like that, and then I use the grade 3 to put... No, but she says normal units, so I can't even put that. So I was like, maybe I can like put defensive cards back into deck. And then try to draw into it with this, but that's not going to work out either. I don't know. So we'll have to see how this works out. And we have what we currently have existing, right? We have, like I said, we have the Velderock and the this fella. So we have the ability to call stuff out on turn 2 or turn 3, so we have a way to use our soul more effectively. Other than that, I mean, we don't really have anything too crazy to play with. This is still useless to us. Yeah, I have to like look at some certain cards a different way. I don't think this is really useful. This glass stuff is locked. There is this is grade 1 that I thought maybe would be playable. This guy, yeah, this is technically playable, right? If you play the old Baro and he goes to damage or whatever, you can very easily use this skill, which is kind of nice. But it's kind of whatever. You can easily put him back into soul with the Baro skill. Well, other than that, I mean, so charge 1. This is like not horrible. This is not playable. This is only bad blocked. Yeah. So yeah, I'd have to dig deep and then take a look. We'll see. We'll have to see. All right. So I'm going to wait until the official. I guess it's the official card fight channel. The Japanese Vanguard channel posts the slides, and then I can get the slightly clearer images for the cards. Then I can cut those up, put them into CFA, and I'll spend a day testing it, see how it works out. From what I can while I'm at work or whatnot. And later today we'll stream again. I'll try and figure out the restream a little bit better. This is the first time I've streamed to multiple places once, but also to Twitter, right? So I'll try to figure that out a little bit better. But yeah, tonight we'll just test Baro and see how it goes. Whoops. I guess I can just do it with Cyrus's images for now for CFA because the quality doesn't really matter. But yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. I think I'll leave it here. I'm definitely not upset, but I'm definitely not I'm not upset. I'm not disappointed, but I'm not instantly relieved or super psyched. So I'm kind of just like, all right, cool. What does that mean? I don't know. But I'll test more. I guess follow me on Twitter, because I'll probably post if I figure anything out. But yeah, I think we'll leave it at that today, and we'll be back later tonight in about what, 7 hours? Like 7 hours at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time again to see how this all shakes out. But till then, take care of yourselves and each other. Play Vanguard and have yourselves a damn good one.